Welcome back to IGN Live at Gamescom. Earlier this week, Jeff Keighley's opening night live officially kicked off Gamescom with some big new game reveals. One of the most interesting games was Where Winds Meet, a bold new third-person action game with some awesome twists on the genre. Joining me now are Brian Altano and all the way from IGN Israel, being updated in real time on the prompter, Danny Lee. Welcome to the IGN stage here.
Hi everyone, I'm very excited to be here actually on Gamescom and with you guys.
Yes.
And talk about this amazing game that we saw yesterday.
What a cool surprise, right?
This looks really cool. I think a lot of people are describing this as Ghost of Tsushima in medieval China, which works for me.
It's like Opening Night Live had, there was games based on Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Dune, and we saw Sonic, but like it was
Too
so
many
cool
space games, by the way.
There was a lot of,
a lot of space
This
games.
is a brand new IP, and I think that was such a treat. And I think the more this trailer kind of unfolded, the bigger and more grander this game just looks. It just seems like a massive undertaking, and it's just incredibly ambitious. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it at all, and the opening got me so excited. Look at the lyrics. It's very emotional, and you see the opening with the environment, and I can't wait to see what it's going to bring. And you see the protagonist over there going wild. So I can't wait to see the whole gameplay and how it's going to work. I'm intrigued, and look at it. The graphic looks great, and it still needs to work. There's a lot of work to be done still, but I believe it's going to be very interesting to see the outcome. Look at her. It's magical.
Yeah, it opened up with a lot of cinematic stuff, which is really cool, and then eventually it got into gameplay, which feels like that trend is kind of going away these days, because we got a lot of cinematic trailers, but not a ton of gameplay with a lot of stuff, but this one jumped right into it. Now, Daemon, this is like a studio that we don't really know a ton about, right?
Exactly.
Everstone?
Yeah, I actually I did some research, couldn't find anything about that. I don't think they have a website yet. So that's the one thing, this formula, I love Ghost of Tsushima, I love open world action RPGs, so tell me you're taking that formula, putting it in medieval China, that sounds great to me. The only question mark for me is sort of an unproven developer.
Yeah. I really like what's going on with sort of the interactivity. You'll start to see a little bit more gameplay open up here, where there's some really interesting sort of magical mechanics, which we didn't really get into in stuff like Ghost of Tsushima.
I think there's going to be a little bit more fantasy in this than there was in Ghost.
It felt, though, there's a few moments that I saw that they have kind of a Tencent's moves in Ghost of Tsushima, and the move of the camera is the same, very cinematic, old school vibe, and I love to see the environment more changing. I like to see it.
It reminds me of Gambit from X-Men, where he can kind of weaponize things magically in his environment. And so we have this character just kind of looked over, saw a sword on the table, and was like, "I'll take that,"
I have a huge crush on Gambit, so if you're saying it,
Really?
I'm taking it all over. Oh my god!
Get in line.
Yeah, this stuff is awesome. This reminds me of some of the verticality we saw in Sekiro, just jumping up on a roof, running around, but freezing enemies in place. You'll see this in a second. All these people jump up, and this character just goes bing,
Bing.
and boom. They're just stuck. And I don't know how
you're going to stay that way.
How long do you have to stay? And then you jump right onto the cart, which is just awesome. So there'll be some vehicular stuff, horseback riding, of course. Can't have an open world game like that without this. But yeah, what was happening
What was there?
And okay, so I have some questions.
Fish.
So
And
this specifically, the character is a nuisance to animals in the environment. So there we saw a bear yells at you, and you bottle it and throw it back at him, and you're like, "Get out of here, bear!" And then I guess you piss off that goose, and he can hang out with you. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that is very different than kind of similarly adjacent games that we've seen in this genre. But just look at the texture work, look at the lighting. It's just so moody.
We actually have an interview with the developers on IGN.com.
Oh,
you should
awesome.
definitely check out. There's apparently a very robust job system in the game where you can actually take on many different professions. One of them, for example,
such as
animal botherer.
you can get poisoned by an animal out in the wild. But if you happen to be a doctor, then you have the skills you need to heal yourself.
Oh, so it gives
really
you some
cool.
skills to use. Oh, that's great.
So they're the characters not only running on water, but
so
also
here's the more fantastical element.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that moment. When they're blowing up the barrels. This is insane.
This seems again crazy ambitious for a developer that we've never heard a lot about before. But this feels AAA to me, right? This is a big, huge game with a ton of interactivity, a ton of play choice and decisions, and I like how they're weaving in the cinematics and stuff like that too. It's just a very beautiful game.
But Brian, this is going to be some information that might be a tough pill to swallow for some. It's going to be plenty welcome news for others, but for you and I, this is currently only announced for PC.
What?
I know.
Just
come on.
for now.
For now.
For now.
Hey, Everstone, do me a solid. Drag and drop this game onto consoles. I know it's super easy to do that.
Fast.
Just
That's how it
Control
works,
C,
right?
Control V on the
Save
PS5.
as-
Yeah,
Save
I
as
like
dot
to play my
PS5.
games when I'm kicking my enemy's ass. I just
Yeah.
like to do it when I'm chilling out on my couch with my
Yeah.
controller like that,
Yes.
man.
Well, because I have a Steam Deck and I can already hear that thing
well.
bursting into flames trying to run this game. So, like, this
No,
feels
but this game deserves to play on huge TV,
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
OLED TV,
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
so.
with
that feels
everything.
it feels like
it's
properly
incredible.
next gen, right? Like
Definitely
I think
next
we're
gen.
finally at that point where we're letting go of the previous systems and we can get some big games like this. So
Indeed.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Oh, that's a good
had
idea
it.
for a song.
Yeah.
You should do that. The game is called Where Winds Meet. It's just one of the new and exciting games that's been announced here at Gamescom this week. Opening Night Live was packed with big gaming news. So is IGN's Gamescom coverage, which we're going to keep going right here. In fact, here comes some right now.
whoa.